whether he's going to do, what sort of guarantee he's going to do, if he's going to require advance payment guarantee or a payment guarantee at all. Payment guarantee, quickly on the payment guarantee, what you need to do is the contractor says, I want a payment guarantee to make sure you pay me. Right? It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Government won't do it. House, you might do it. And quite a few houses, people do it. How do you ascertain what the value is that you should be asking? The value that you should be asking is you should look at the cash flow of the contract, take the 3 worst months of cash flow prediction over the contract period, total that value, and that's the payment guarantee that the owner will provide to the contractor. Because he's at risk of not getting paid over a period of so if he's not paid after 1 month, he says, listen, yeah, I'm not paid on date, I need to be paid. And he carries on working, and he stops paid after the 2nd month, he must stop working. And say, well, I'm out of here, I'm drawing up a payment guarantee, down on the payment guarantee to provide it. Or else, but what you must be very careful with there is that the builder, quite often, if it's a bank guarantee, if it's a building society bond, then the building society or the financial institution requires you to waiver your builder's lien. So once you waiver your builder's lien, you've got a real problem on site. Because you've got no more control of that site, and you've spent 1.5 or 2 million rand on that site. You've got to go to court to get your money out. That's what you don't want to do. Be careful there. So you must make sure those items are sorted out before you go too far within the contract period, and that's why you get the payment guarantee as a building contract. Right, next. Sorry, we're done. No, don't worry about it. And the consultant, you go, don't worry about it. Right, talked enough. Any questions? Yes.
When you talk about the contractors just closing shop and starting up another,
yes.
Is there any kind of litigation to protect the professional team from that kind of thing happening?
No.
So why isn't it?
How do you stop people from closing a shop?
I mean, do you know how these details? Presumably to start a business, you need some kind of details. Can't you conduct a blacklist to stop contractors from doing that?
He'll get known around town. This guy who did this one here, he's done 2 or 3 times before. That's what the lawyers told me. He's a bad contractor, he's a bad man. So he'll be known within Cape Town. So you just need to phone around, find other people to say, oh, this guy's attended on my list. Who is he? What do you know anything about him? Very important.
Just likely you wouldn't find work in Cape Town doing that.
There'll be some joker who goes on price. Everything's all about price. You come in at a low price, they'll hoodwink you, you'll swap it. Definitely. It's not an issue. You can't get rid of it. Sorry.
With regards to those points,
yes.
At what stage is like you're saying if someone just comes in at a low price, he gets a bit of a contract. So at what stage would you look at those points to take that into consideration?
No, it's at the time of tender adjudication. To hold tender adjudication, you must make sure you do go through all of those items there, and you plug in your. It's only really about your previously disadvantaged percentage, and that's on the company holding. You can go to your CIPRO and print out exactly what the company holding is or who owns the companies, and those points go tripping in there, and the pods are actually voted. So it's 90% price, 10% points. So the maximum advantage you got is 10%.
Are you a dispute resolution kind of committee or?
No, it's just been called in. The one leads to the next, to the next, to the next. I've done these now I've done the lawyer one started here, and then we've got the next case, and you start with there. And so you're around town for a long time, you get into these things, unfortunately or unfortunately. I don't know whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, but because when lawyers get involved, every word counts, and stuff becomes like that. Yes.
So,
yes.
we had a tender opening on Wednesday, and I was wondering if I could show you the results.
You had a tender opening on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
we didn't offer the results. I want to show you the tender results. Perhaps you can cast your eye over and say, if this happened in real life, who would you?
Look, a lot of times at one stage, everybody will say you take all the tender lists and you average them, and you get the middle ones, and that's the right part to do it. You show me a client who's going to accept that. When he sees a guy who's a million rands lower than that guy, he says, but why can't I use this guy? Who's going to say no?
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what we have.
Absolutely. So the problem here is, I had a major problem. In my army career 40 years ago, I was an assist guy. And I had to, as army, I was building schools and little creches all over the show. And we were involved in all the assist guy and we were building. And that day, I got to Marion Roberts. We had a Bucky and a wheelbarrow, and they were contractors now. And they're going to build schools for me over in the assist guy. And they were putting price. How do I adjudicate? So there's no way I could adjudicate. And their prices were high and low. I said, forget it. I would beforehand, I would sit down with the job. I'd price the jobs out myself, and I'd say, guys, here's my price. Not to everybody else, not to the builders. There's my price, and the closest to my price gets the job. And that's the only way you could do it, because otherwise you get these guys. How do you go? Am I going to appoint this man? And you know what? He talks about withdrawing. He doesn't. I can go force him to build it for that, if I want to. But I'm going to have him going bankrupt on me. I know that. But I can force him to build it and get something out of him, and then say, all right, go away. I've got some asset out of you if you really want to. So he's at risk. And I get this all the time where guys are trying to pull out. I've got a building contractor next to me who rents from me in my property, and he won a tender. He says, how can I get out of it? I don't want this job. I've tendered, but it's too low, and it's in Mossel Bay, and it's too far away. I've got this other job now. I would have done it if I... And I said, well, you can get out of it, but you've got to go and plead to get out of it. Yes. But they don't see you and don't let us. Sorry.
That was actually my main tender. Well, I'll tell you why we were doing that. Because if we did it, then everything was smooth sailing. The second figure is sort of like close to what the actual estimate was.
The estimate 17.49. 48. Oh, it's the top, sorry. Okay, second.
So the second one is pretty much on point, right? But like the thing is, if no one came in lower than that, there would be no discussion about it.
So you would Okay. Look, the real problem is not if it was 10 million. What if it was 15.5? Would you appoint the guy 15.5 million? Yes. I will take 10% of my tender and accept somebody within 10% of that. I will take it. I know he's going to make no profit. And I'll tell him before he starts, he's going to make no profit.
Yeah, what he can. What he can.
He will be. Absolutely. You've got to accept that from him. Okay? You need to tell the client too. Mr. Client, this guy is going to claim for every penny that he's going that he thinks he's going to have, and every penny that he knows he's not going to get, but he's just going to claim it anyway. So know that we're going to have a fight, but we might come out back on your 10%, or might have the 5% variation. It's a client's choice.
That's the question I wanted to ask you. If a client now is an experienced client, and they say, right, I want to choose the lowest price, and it's lower than your estimate. But you said it's going to be K, it's going to be K plus. Would you rather want to take a price that's not more than, but it's almost like that? So it's just
Again, you've got to look at his history. Okay? Look at his history. If it's a GDK who comes in with a low price and he's much lower than yours, I accept. They've got enough resources to back it up. I'm going to accept, not even an issue. GDK will finish the job, even if they've finished it under cost. Their problem, I'll get the job done. Look at your risk. You've got to look at your risk. If you don't look at your risk, you're wasting your time. But if it's some button builder, okay, that you've got that thing for, then you know you can cover before you start, and then you say, right, we've got risk here. But it's all about your risk analysis and how you look at the risk. And who the contractor is.
The final question, that is the last tender. What would you say to a that these are all selected tenders, by the way. I have them all on my list. Why do you say it's tender? Somebody comes in with a price like that. What does it say to you?
Says he's not interested, he's got too much work, goodbye. But I will not reject that guy from the next tender. What a lot of architects will do is they say, I've asked this guy 3 times to come and price for me. He's priced high every time. I'm wasting my time going to him. I say, no, Mr. Architect. If we're happy with that guy's workmanship, let's go back to him. The day is going to come when he's got the right foreman at the right time. Contractors have to work with the foreman they've got. They've got 10 foremen, 5 foremen, they can do 5 jobs. If you come and ask for the 6th job, he's going to push the price up. Of course he's going to push the price up. He can't do it without hiring somebody or doing it. He's going to push it up. One day, he's only going to have jobs from 2 foremen. And he's going to say, I need this job. And he's going to come in with a price which is very competitive. You've got to talk opportunities for doing that. So don't reject the guys just because their price is high all the time. That's what I say. I get a bit of flack for that, but I say, if I know the contractor can do the job, I invite him. If he turns it down, I'm quite happy that he's turning it down. I'll ask him again next time.
Thank you, Mrs. Fox. Are there any other questions? Feel free to yeah, sure. Feel free to approach Mrs. Fox or Doug. Yeah, if you have any questions.
Sorry, I took too long.
Thank you so much. Appreciation on behalf of all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
That's right, yeah.